Namaste Krishna Rao garu. Welcome to IYRTalks English session. In the recent utterances by Taslima Nasrin, a Bengali writer, trying to assert her freedom of speech and expression. She said whether in the West Bengal, now under Mamata Banerjee rule, she has been totally kept aside, and her all actions have been questioned. So now since the government has come, she said, do the new government will give that freedom of right, and in fact she has been expelled from Bangladesh for her remarks and all that, and she went all the way, and now she is trying to see whether regarding madrasas thing, and also about the UCC, and then about her criticism on Bangladesh, whether she can go back and then assert her role in trying to express her opinion. These are all the things that is surrounding her, and because new government has come, she has again expressed her desire of think whether she will have a fair play or not. So what do you think in the current situation, whether she can go ahead with her plan?
I mean, it's a very sad reflection on the state of affairs that she should have to wait till a change in government to go to Calcutta. I mean, after all, India is one country and we have a constitution. Constitution is supposed to be secular, democratic, with freedom of speech and expression. In spite of all that, she could not step into Calcutta, when Mamata was ruling that state, because the government there was hostage to the fundamental Islamic forces who were against Tasleema. Same thing happened here also. She came here to Hyderabad first to address a meeting. The meeting was just taking place. Then this MIM fellows barged into the hall and disturbed it and ensured that it didn't take place. So this vote bank politics, this mob mentality of certain elements are dictating what is the state policy rather than the constitution. If the constitution were to dictate the issues, she should have had easy access to go to Calcutta and address, even whether independent of who is there in power, whether it is Mamata or BJP. At least I am now glad circumstances are such that they facilitated her going over to Calcutta and then address the gathering. Actually, in spite of all the fact that maximum religious based violence has happened in Calcutta, and you have strong Muslim League elements there, and this is not something new, right from even before independence, they now call incidents and all those things. But if you interact with some of the Muslim community members from Bangladesh, you realize they represent a syncretic culture. The customs, the traditions, Hindu traditions, language is another binding factor. They dominate more than the religion. So most of them are by nature very, very liberal with reference to the religion, unlike the mainstream Muslims of India, more so the UP types and the Punjabi types. In fact, she was brought up in Bangladesh. She strongly criticized the Islamists there. And when the Hindus were attacked and persecuted, she wrote a novel, Lajja, which was banned in Bangladesh. And the Islamists were crying for her blood. In those circumstances, she had to get out of Bangladesh and went over to Sweden and took Swedish citizenship and came over to India. Even after coming to India, the worst thing about India is the situation in India is no different than that of Bangladesh. She has to only live under protection, could not come out, and the threats of the Islamists and the fundamentalists are already there against her. So this is the broad situation under which she is working, which raises a question about what type of a system and a democracy we have. At long last, I am happy she could go over to Calcutta and address the people there. We need more of Taslims, less of Arfas. I mean, there's Arfa, Khanum, Shwani. These are all wolves in sheep cloth. Basically, fundamentalists masquerading as secularists. Whereas Tasleema is a genuine secularist, and that's why she is threatened.
So thank you, sir. Thank you for giving us a totally the situation of her, and thank you very much.